This video is a must watch. This is a video called The Science of the Sphinx and the Sphinxter. And they got mad about this video. And they demonetized this video, and they will not push this video. It's off of your FYP. If you see this video, you get lucky. But here's the thing. In this video, I broke down the science of how the global elite and the entertainment industry, how they may transfer consciousness. And someone didn't like that. And here's the thing. They did not demonetize this and say that I wasn't telling the truth or that I was spreading untruths. What they said was that this had watermarks on it, proving that it wasn't my video, it wasn't original material, and that it's possibly someone else's material. They did say that it was someone else's material, so they demonetized it because I was going against the guidelines. But you could look at this video, you can tell that's me. Now go back and watch this video and get that information. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Go back and watch that video. And some of the things that I talked about in that video, we're going to talk about today. Go to my profile. To those of you who have been on this path of metaphysics for a while, you have often heard of the story about the 7 gates or the 7 seals. Should I say the 7 gates which are blocked by 7 seals. And they say that when you get to the 7th gate, you enter the realm of heaven. But who do they say you meet when you get to the pearly gates of heaven? They say you meet a man by the name of St. Peter. He has the keys to the gates of heaven. Now, why is St. Peter depicted as a melanated man? Is it because of his color? Or could it be something else? You think this is something we should talk about? Because if not, you do want to talk about this here? All right, well, you know what we must do first. Hey, yo, peace. This is your man, L. Judge, coming right back at you with some of that real talk real fast. Now, if you can, make sure you hit like, leave a comment, hit repost. It helps your boy out. It truly does. Now, let's deal with this matter. Okay, right here, you're looking at a symbol that exists in the medical world known as the caduceus. What you see here, you see some wings, you see a ball at the top, you see a cloud over it, you see the 2 snakes, and then you see the flame at the bottom. What does that mean? What does this actually represent? Well, you see the spine right here. Your spine has this plasma in it known as cerebral spinal fluid. Now, plasma has the ability to exist in gas form and liquid form. But what is the unique thing about plasma? Plasma holds the divine consciousness of this thing that man calls God. Plasma can move where it wants to, and it could transform itself whenever it chooses to. And plasma has the ability to exist in many different places at once. So you yourself, being that you have plasma in your spine and you have plasma in your blood, scientifically, you exist on many different dimensions. Now let's deal with the snakes. The plasma, when it's going down, it exists on the blue. That means it's representing the water. It's going down as a holy water. But when it gets down to the heat and it fires up, it raises as a steam, a hot steam. It comes back up. And then it creates this cloud, tapping onto this, what you would call the pineal gland. Now, why do they have these wings? What do those wings represent? Those wings represent you going beyond your limitation. They call it the wings of fleetness. You going beyond the realm of limitations. Now, this right here is the doggone handle to the sword in the sheath. And when you see a sword, it's normally made out of what? Silver. Silver usually represents a reflective substance like water. Right here. The sheath. Now, again, this is you. And these different colors going up and down the spine, this represents the chakra. These are the gateways. So you have to open up each one of these seals to open the door so you can enter onto the kingdom of heaven. Now down here, this is where the flame is at. This is where things heat up. This is why people do this thing called a root lock. They do the root lock to keep the doggone cerebral spinal fluid, or the energy of the cerebral spinal fluid, going down and passing away, or passing through, like you may pass gas. Yeah, so you lock that area up. Now, if you've noticed, whenever you've been outside in the cold and your hands start to get cold, what do? You tighten your hands up like this here. As a matter of fact, take your hand and do this. What do you feel? You feel tension, but what else do you feel? You feel heat. You're locking in that heat. So this is why the yogis, when they're in meditation, they do this thing called the root lock, where they lock that lower region up to generate more heat. So the cerebral spinal fluid, it comes down as a fluid. It heats up in this region down here, and then it rises back up as a gas. And then it affects the pineal gland, and then it opens up the keys, or open up the gates of heaven. I'm not done with you. So this here is St. Peter. Why is St. Peter depicted as a melanated being? They're not talking about him being a so-called black person. What they're talking about is once that flame comes up, or the gas comes back up, and then it hits the pineal gland begins to secrete melatonin. When it begins to secrete that melatonin, what does that do? It also increases what you would call serotonin, if I'm not mistaken, and it also increases DMT. And then that opens up the gateway to the cosmic, or to the cosmos. And when you're dealing with deep, dark space, the cosmos, the true heavens, what are you dealing with? You're dealing with carbon. What is melanin? What is melanin? Melanin is a liquid form or organic form of carbon. This is why St. Peter is known as a melanated being, because you're tapping into the melanin of the deep darkness of space. Because when that DMT kicks in, the third eye is open. And you shall see. I know that was kind of quick. I could have went a little deeper, but go back and watch that other video so you can get a full understanding. But anyway, this is your man, L. Judge. Peace and blessings. When I say blessings, be the lesson. Man, I'm out.